G'day there, Pete Moriarty here with another video for you on all the latest updates to G Suite that are important for business owners. These are our highlights on the most important updates from the last month. First up, we've got new sharing options coming to Google Docs, and this is one of my favorites because it's been something that's been a little bit curious for me for a long time. Now, Google are allowing you to enter a beta program where they are letting business owners share documents with a PIN code for access. Now, what that means is when you go to share a document with someone outside your organization, if they don't yet have a Google account, what you had previously had to do was share a link, and that link could be kind of forwarded on to anyone else. It wasn't really all that secure. Now, anyone you share, that document is going to be effectively linked to that email address that you've shared to. So they'll open their email, they'll have to enter a PIN code to actually access the document, which will be sent to their email. So it stops anyone forwarding it along unless they're going to also go ahead and literally manually share the PIN code too. Now, what I like about this is it gives you yet another way of sharing documents outside your organization without having to get someone to mess around with signing up for an account or asking them for their Gmail account just to access your documents. Now, you can always share something via a link, but you've got to be careful that anyone can effectively forward that share link email or post that link anywhere on the web. They could even tweet it if they wanted to and potentially share access to your document. Next up, Google are bringing their AI smarts into Hangouts chat. Now, you would have already noticed the quick reply feature inside of Gmail. First it came to the mobile app. Now it's also come to the desktop or the web browser app. And you're also seeing other cool things in Gmail like automatic compose and all those groovy features coming. Now, Google has started to add all of their machine learning around text and around quick replies into Hangouts chat. So you'll immediately notice when you're setting chats, you've got these few little buttons down the bottom, and those buttons are letting you access different quick replies to send straight back to your contacts. Now, don't worry about them being inhuman or robotic. They're very, very smart, and they also add emojis in there as well, which is a nice little personalized touch. If you didn't already know, Google have now said that 1 in 5 emails are actually being sent by their AI suggested smart replies. So expect to see more of these kind of productivity features being added right across the board in G Suite. Now, thirdly, this one isn't a massive feature, but it's one of those little nice to haves if you're used to digging around in the admin panel. Google are now allowing us to work with groups when we assign different applications and switch them on and off inside the admin panel. Now, in the past, what you had to do was actually set up an organizational unit, and if you wanted to, for example, enable or disable Gmail or Calendar or Drive or Google Sites for a certain group of staff, you'd have to configure the organizational units, plop people in there, and then adjust things basically from there, which was a second step if you were already using the group service. Now, once you've got your staff set up in groups, which we highly recommend because if you're using groups, you can use them for Calendar, you can use them for sharing in Drive, in Team Drives, right across Google Sites, you can use them in Hangouts chat as well. Groups are great. Now, once you've got all your groups set up, the new feature inside of the admin panel allowing you to switch on and off services can also be applied to groups. And what that means is no having to double up with setting up organizational units. If you're a small business, and by small business I mean someone who's got less than 30, 40 or 50 employees, well, this is a simple way of managing who gets access to what services. And if you haven't already thought about, well, why would I want to restrict services to some of my staff? This is a great way of, for example, restricting contractors from accessing sensitive information, by using something like Google Sites, or if you just have users who you just want to have an email mailbox and no access to any other services across the business, well, then you can switch services off one by one. That's a wrap for this month, and in the description below, we actually have a link to all of the updates, including the ones that we didn't cover that have been released in the last month. Now, not every single update in the last few weeks will actually be included in this video because we record these a little bit after all of the updates are released. So if you'd like access to everything, and I mean as they are actually released by Google, well, you can jump onto our community, which is called Cloud Concierge. Now, not only do you get access to fortnightly training webinars, unlimited access to all of our support team, you also get access to what the latest updates are from Google, sometimes before they're even released to public channels. And so we're going to be sharing with you what are our R&D and all of the things that we're working on in the background with the Google world, and we share them exclusively with our members before we take these to the public channels. If you're interested, head along to itgenius.com, or you can contact us by one of the links below. Until next time, catch you later.